All right, Lauren Wright's here, professor of political science at Princeton, but we start with Congressman Ralph Norman of South Carolina. I think it's fair to count you in the Nikki Haley fan club. Good to see you. Maybe even the founding member, I might say, Congressman. It's good to see you.
Leland, glad to be with you.
Yeah, I have done this segment so many times going back to 2015. Rubio, Carson, Cruz, DeSantis, talking about all these people who might have their moment against Donald Trump. And every time the moment fizzles, I'll tee it up for you. Why should we think Nikki Haley's moment is going to be anything different than all those other folks?
It'll be completely different, Leland, and here's why. You know, Nikki has, and I've known her since we came into the South Carolina legislature since 2005. That same work ethic, that same fire, that same just likability factor has been on display since she announced on February 14th, which has been right at 10 months ago. They're 326 days before the election, and the reason she's going up in the polls is people know that she can win, and that's really the question now. DeSantis has gone down because, you know, he's got a likability factor, and the fact that people, the more they see her, the more they like her, and she's got a vision, she's got a plan, and it boils down to who can attract the suburban moms? Nikki Haley. Who can
you're arguing the electability point, and she certainly does better in polling against, say, Joe Biden than Donald Trump does. She's up 17 points. Biden's up about 4. At the same time, though, what I can't figure out is you got to get out of the primary. You got to win the primary to be able to have a chance at the general election. Electability doesn't seem to be an issue for Republican voters. I think about her home state, your home state of South Carolina. If she is so likable, why in a state that she was the governor is she not more popular? She's down 30 points to Donald Trump in South Carolina.
Well, we'll see if that holds up, Leland. I mean, you know, we've got Iowa on January 15th. She's going to come in second. You got New Hampshire on the 23rd. She will come in second. South Carolina on the 24th. And so you will see a Nikki Haley that I think will surprise a lot of people. You know, the thing that has changed, do you really want to put up a candidate that can only serve 4 years? Do you really want to put up a candidate that barely wins by the margin of error? Nikki Haley is in double digits, beating a man in Joe Biden who's destroying this country. So that's what's changed. And you will see her continue to go up, and particularly in the 3 caucuses that I mentioned, and then on Super Tuesday, where 12 states will choose somebody. But in politics, you're either going up or you're coming down. Look, Nikki Haley has steadily gone up.
I think it was H.W. Bush who coined the big momentum. The attacks on her have been pretty significant, both from Ron DeSantis, but from Donald Trump's camp, in that she is the perfect 2012 Republican, not the perfect 2024 Republican. Here is some of those painting her as a flip-flopper.
When she was a House member, she voted for tax increases, and when she was a governor, she architected one of the largest tax increases in the history of the state of South Carolina. She's been so inconsistent on that and flip-flopped on that so often that people are starting to confuse her with Mitt Romney at this point.
All right, your response quickly.
Well, first of all, she's what he said is she's been elected every time she's run. She's a pro-business candidate. She's the beast of the Southeast as far as her business, and people like Nikki Haley. And again, she's the only candidate that is going up in the polls instead of coming down. It's because of her policies and her vision for America.
All right, Congressman, it's good to see you. Thank you. If we don't talk before, Merry Christmas. All right.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir. Christmas in South Carolina is a nice place. It's a little warmer than here in New York, Lauren.
Sure is.
You know what I thought was interesting about the congressman's comments? He said she was going to come in second in New Hampshire.
Right.
He didn't even say first.
Right. And that's probably the best she can expect, reasonably so. You pointed out, I think, the key statistic, which is 30 points behind Donald Trump in her home state. The problem with the Nikki Mentum narrative is there is also Trump Mentum. It is not the case that the polls are tightening. It's the case that she is building her share of the electorate, absolutely, and so is Trump as we get closer. So how's she going to close that gap? She says, I've got a better style, calmer, more business-oriented, but the same policies. Problem is, GOP voters love Trump style. That's why he got where he is in the first place.
The primary voters love it.
They do.
The general election voters, not
Right.
so much.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.